Hey there, Michael Greenwood here. So, when I were about 17 or 18 years old, I learned how to play guitar. Um, Met some new mates, college, and round at their house, and picked up one of their guitars, picked it up pretty quickly, ended up playing 8 hours a day, something like that. Dad bought me a cheap guitar, car boot, and then bought me a better one after that as I showed potential. Um, Now I own quite a few guitars. Thinking about slimming them down actually, eBaying a few of them. But that's by the by. So as I was just putting this video together and thinking about this concept that I want to impart to you in this video, I just reminded me of this feedback, this idea of feedback, because we have feedback from customers, which informs the iterative improvements that we make to the products and services, but also the feedback that you can get from like single coil pickups that you have on Fender Strats, as opposed to unbookers, booking mean cancelling in guitar terms, where you can put like a double coil or unbooker guitar pickup right near an amplifier and it won't really feedback, at least not much, but you put the single coils next to it, so that just because they're not set up that way to be uncancelling, it'll feedback and it'll get louder and louder. It's what Jimi Hendrix used to, one of the things we were famous for. It's pretty much a rock and roll thing. So I'm just thinking about this feedback loop, where you're understanding your customers, and when you first start a business, you do market research, and you find a problem to be solved in the market, and the market is literally the customers. And if the market likes your products or services, it means is the demand for it, is the product market fit, and then it's a really smart thing to do to reduce churn, to actually really serve your customers and solve the problems, and keep solving different problems as well in a priority order, and that's usually looking for low hanging fruit. So let's say you've got you've got a company turnover 1.5 million, or you're doing some marketing for, and you can do a number of different things for them. And what you can do is find some kind of things that they're already doing quite well, and then just do more of that stuff, like amplify that. But you can also find complementary things that you can do for them as well. So let's say they're doing some direct mail. So what you can do is ask them on the direct mail if they've got QR codes. So you can make that tiny enhancement, and then for the future direct mail you can get QR codes, and then the knock-on effect on that, it's going to get people on the website, but the website doesn't have it's got a website, but it doesn't have Metapixel and Google Tag for like the retargeting. So you can set up the retargeting. So then with a couple of very simple low-hanging fruit based changes that you can make, or additions. You can add a QR code to the letters that they're sending out, and then when somebody scans the QR code, goes onto the website, downloads the Metapixel Google tag, and then the retargeting, remarketing can be activated. So there's then synergy, because if like previously the way they were doing it, they were getting leads from the direct mail, but people were having to Google them or type in or give them a phone call, and maybe the business were just 9:05, but they've got it at 6 on a Friday, and they could have just scanned the QR code. But now you've added these two new bits, QR code, which also helps with this as well. So that gets them onto the website. And you could have just left this bit off and just get them onto the website, but then you're now going to be able to do the ads that follow them around as well. So you've got a touch point here with direct mail, then go on your website, add a look, and then you can show them the website later on, or show them some Facebook ads. So you can get them from direct mail to them going to the website to then serving them on Facebook and Instagram. And some Google remarketing. So that's just an example of low-hanging fruit and how it applies to feedback with an amplifier and a guitar. Is this starts to build momentum. There's a cumulative effect with it. It's a bit like eating unhealthily every day. After a week, you're not really going to tell much difference, but after 18 months, you're gonna tell the difference. You're gonna have noticed some changes. So it's the same like this, and you can have positive reinforcement, or you can have something that becomes a negative thing. You can have something that's kind of destructive as well. So you could ignore your customers about any problems with your product and service, and then just carry on pushing it out to market and do your lead generation, but then continue to churn at, say, 15% or whatever, and never really do any work to get that down to I don't know, something more desirable like 5% churn. Or what you can do is listen to your customers and then take their feedback and put it into the product and service. What you can also do is take this feedback and make things like FAQ videos and other marketing assets. So, and these can help new customers to find you, basically, to discover you, to switch from strangers into customers, into paying customers with these marketing assets. And it's like your current customers are basically giving you the information that you then just have to put together yourself, or have somebody in your team put together. Really, which is good. So this can work well. You can not take it on board, and the product and service effectively stays the same. But in a competitive market, when new products and services appear which are better than yours, then actually, in reality, if you're not growing the quality of your product and service, it's actually shrinking. In reality, when you think that it's relative to the competition, a bit like inflation with money. If you're not doing something with your money in terms of investments, then it's got less buying power. So your product, imagine if the iPhone 5 hadn't evolved and we still had the iPhone 5 like in 2024, then it would have slipped behind Android or whatever. So that's the thing, isn't it? If you don't improve, you don't innovate, then innovate. And introduce new features and address those customer pain points, then you're not gonna be able to serve your customers as well as you could be. You'll lose customers to the competition who can offer something that is what they need. So listen to your customers. That's the takeaway, to reduce your churn, and you can either create positive momentum of continuous improvement, or you can not do what your customers are telling you that they need, and who better than your customers to tell you what they need. And that's where the customer is always right comes from, in my opinion. It's not about necessarily you're speaking to a customer and they give you an order and you have to take it. I think it's listening to your customers about what they need and the problem that needs solving, and then the solution in the form of your product or service meets those needs, and it's current and it's innovative and you've improved it, so it's a good product market fit, and it's relevant to how they need their problem solving at this time. For example, if you start to manufacture headphones for iPhones, then you need to use the same interfaces. You know, if you're a third-party manufacturer, for example, you need to make sure that you're using something that's compatible, and also look at other offers in the market, other products, and see what they're offering and what's your USP. How do you differentiate yourself? So there's a few different things that to look at with that. So I hope this video is helpful. We went through a bit of analogy, a bit of an analogy on a feedback loop, and the thing about a feedback loop is it grows. So with the amplifier example and the guitar, it grows in volume, but with understanding what your customers need and then enhancing your product, you gain a better understanding of your customers. Your customers theoretically become more loyal customers because you're serving their needs and then informing them that you've listened to them, and then your product service is getting better. So there's a positive reinforcement going on there. So this is the two-step method to reduce churn by simply listening to what your customers need. And you can do that. How do you do that, Michael? Okay, you can ask your customers face to face over the phone, account manage them. If you've got a lot of customers, you can send out questionnaires. You can enter them into competitions in exchange for answers, so incentivize them and things like that. And there's all kinds of things that you can do to get feedback from your customers. But number one thing is listen to what they need. Ask them. Do your market research. Your market research is not just a one-time thing. It's not just when you start your business. It's when you are seeking to continuously understand what your customers need from a business like yours, and then you enhance your product, innovate it so that it meets your customers' needs, and continuously improve the product or service's quality. So I hope this video was useful. Please like, comment, share, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.